Hey, Siri.
Hey, how may I help you?
Play the Relationship Status Podcast.
Playing the Relationship Status Podcast.
You know, I would ask him, like, what are you doing? You know, where are you going with this? What are you trying? And he really didn't have, like, a real answer.
Okay.
So I didn't feel like we were going to be compatible later on down the line.
I think that goes back to something I've often heard and think myself, that men date women thinking they're never going to change, and women date men
Thinking that they are.
thinking that they can change them.
Relationship Status. New episode every Monday at 12 noon on Defy Life Network.
The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
On today's episode of the Staley and English Show with Coach Kurtz, the guys are back. The guys update the listeners on what's been going on since the last time we heard from him. Josh has some big news. Micah talks about his future family plans. The guys also discuss March Madness. And of course, it's March Madness, so Josh self-proclaims himself to be a genius. And what do you know? Josh and Micah admit to liking Cardi B's music. Hey, the boys are back. Let's start the show.
You are a guard, and you can pull up from 30. There is very little that can be done with you, and that is the case with Stephen Curry. He don't need help. He don't need screens. He can create his own shot off the dribble.
Yeah. Coach put me in the game. I can hit the shot from half court. MVP of all sports. Coach put me in the game. You know I'm the truth on the field. Bad up. Competition know the deal. Coach put me in the game. Woo. Yeah. Coach put me in the game. Coach put me in the game. Welcome to the Coach Staley, Coach English Show. Ghoulish gang. Coach put me in the game.
Welcome back. And one more, welcome back, since we ain't been here in a while, to the Staley and English Show with Coach Kurtz. I'm your man, Coach English, and I'm here with Coach Staley and Coach Kurtz. And we, as always, are brought to you by www.godefylife.com. Check them out. Everything you need is right there. Micah, it's been a minute, dog. What is up?
Yeah, good to hear. Good to be on with you guys. Good to hear from you. I missed you guys for sure. So great to be back. And, as we've talked about before, I got a baby on the way, and it's about I think it's the 30-day countdown to the due date, so it really could be any day. So,
Oh man,
it's getting close for sure. Baby girl on the way.
You
I
getting
didn't
nervous?
realize it was that close.
Yeah.
You getting nervous?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Josh, welcome back to the show, man. It's been a minute. Long basketball season, man. What's going on with you?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, God's been good. It's great to get the show back going to start a new season and, get to express ourselves some more and hopefully help our listeners out about what we have to say, and hopefully they enjoy it. But same thing, just missed you guys. Been wanting to run my mouth a whole lot lately, just haven't been able to do it. The season is over. It didn't end the way we wanted it to end, but as I get older and the longer I coach, I'm learning to enjoy the process of doing more than the end results. Because if we only focus on the end results, we probably won't enjoy much of our coaching career. So I've really, really enjoyed, the growth we had. We won our 5th conference championship in a row, and now we just, working in the off season, getting ready. Not like Micah, don't have any babies on the way. But hey, I'm kind of excited.
You got a little. You're still in the newborn infant stage, basically.
Yeah, I am. He still wakes up in the middle of the night wanting a bottle, so that wears on us a little bit. But just excited, man, and excited to see what new ventures are going to come and go from there. Coach E, what's been going on with you?
Man, not much, man. A little bit of the same as you and Micah, man. Just kind of enjoyed the season. Didn't have the season that we wanted to have. Did reach a milestone, though. Made it to the third round of the playoffs for the first time in my career. Game didn't end the way I wanted it to. The young, great one, Trey, had 63 and 20 rebounds.
Jeez.
It was an amazing thing to watch, and for him to go through that, and we lost. It lost by 2 or 4, something like that, or 3. 97-90. It was 2. 97-95. It's kind of tough to deal with, but 2 overtimes. No, I'm sorry, 1 overtime. 90-something points, him 63, the team rallying around him. And if you're going to go out of the playoffs, I think that's the way you go out. And for him, to end his season like that, that's the way you end the season, if that's how it's going to go. But
go out with a bang. Go out with a bang.
And, I think a lot of it is, like you said, Josh, like we always hope for better, but you enjoy the process along the way. And I've really, really gained an appreciation for the process and not really have really focused on the results. I think eventually results come as you continue to trust the process as much as possible. So definitely.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And on another note, what's been going on, I know you guys know I've been going through a trademark dispute with my TVNR Young Great One. So I have officially signed the last piece of paperwork.
Okay.
In a settlement with the Bible Network. So I'm glad all of that is gone and all of that is behind me. And I literally signed the official paperwork last week to have all of that done. So thank God for that.
Congrats.
Hopefully we can move forward with it.
Hey man, that means I can't use it anymore.
You can use it, but you just gotta pay me every now and then.
That's messed up.
Like Cardi B. Cardi B got that occur, whatever I can't even say it, but she got it.
Are you gonna reference that?
Dog, Cardi B is the truth. Unfortunately, Cardi B is like my favorite rapper right now. I've been trying to fight it for a long time. Like I've been fighting it for months and months, and it's just like she keep making songs that I like. So Cardi B, I don't know if you ever listened to our little old podcast, but you got a grown man with 3 sons that's married as a fan. I'm probably breaking all type of man laws, but
you are.
No, I can't even get on you. I can't even get on you because I'm a fan too. I like.
Oh my God, what am I on with?
I like her Pepsi commercial, and my wife's always like, "You love Cardi B's songs." I'm like, I can't even lie, I do.
Yo, is this how we're gonna come back? We're gonna come back to this.
Listen, I tried. I turned a lot of peer pressure down. Like, I don't smoke cigarettes. I turned a lot down. But, Cardi B, the harder I fight it, I just found myself being like, please me, baby.
Oh, God. And
done.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back.
I'm done. I'm a Cardi B fan. But what we gonna talk about today, man? I know we got some good stuff we want to discuss. What we gonna hit on?
First and foremost, man, let's catch up our listeners on pretty much what's been up. I know we had a little comeback, kind of a reback, but what's been special? Anything good happened for you, Josh, over the past couple of months? Because we've been gone since October. And it's March and we're back, and so what's been up with you over that time? And I know it's the season, but anything other than that?
Like I said, I officially got my trademark signed off. I signed the settlement papers through my lawyer. Shout out to my lawyer who did a great job for me. And I got that done. But something that occurred I had something that happened to me this basketball season that I can say, unless my memory serves me wrong, that I never had happen before. I had a player transfer on me in the middle of the season, going into region time, because his parent felt he wasn't getting the playing time that he deserved. And I guess that's been something not like wearing on me or bothering me, but it's something that I think, if we could do another show about this eventually, but it really disturbed me, because it's like, as parents, we got to stop teaching these kids the wrong way. We have to. And ultimately, we got to get back to really teaching kids, like, everything is not going to go your way. You don't walk away from things. You challenge them, and you put yourself in a better situation. And you focus on that one H word that people run away from so much, which is honesty, especially in sports. People don't like to be honest with themselves on where they are and where they need to be. And because of that, folks never really get where they want to be. So we gotta start being honest. And that's never happened to me before. It was fine though. You know, the guys rallied, and like I said, we were able to win our another region championship. We didn't win the state championship like we always want to, but hey, I just, that's something I guess bothered me. We got to really stop trying to protect these kids from the failures that face them, because ultimately you can run from one failure, but another one is always going to catch up with you. So until you learn how to face them, you're never going to get the growth from them that you need to get. So that's kind of where I am. This other thing's been going on also, but Michael, what's been new with you other than waiting for baby girl to come?
Well, to go off of what you said, I mean, it's we could do a whole nother show about it with the whole college admissions scandal where parents paying to get their kids into school. And I think I didn't read the article, but I saw the headline. I think it was Julia Roberts, the actress. She made a statement about it where she was like, really the really sad thing about it that nobody's talking about is, like, these parents went out of their way to cheat to try and get their kids into these schools. And deep down, if you look at it, one of the reasons they're doing it is because deep down they don't believe their child's good enough to get into that school on their own, so they're willing to cheat. So they're willing to do everything in their power to try and let this kid get these advantages. Whereas they're, instead of just, like you said, dealing with the reality and having teaching kids the process of overcoming obstacles and overcoming failure and learning how to deal with failure. And that's what people, if you look at it from another perspective of the college admissions scandal, like, these parents were basically saying to their kid, indirectly saying, you're not good enough to get into these schools on your own, so we're going to do what we can to help you get in. And there's no way you're setting your kid up for success, even if they do end up going to an Ivy League school and end up getting a good job or whatever. I mean, in the end, they haven't learned how to deal with life. And so, I mean, that could be a whole other topic for sure.
It is, man, and it's going to catch up with you. And I guess as parents, it's something I've learned. If you want your kids to be at a certain place at a certain time, as far as where you think they should be, as far as the success expectations you've set for them, you have to put in the time to get them there. As parents, and I guess this is a part of living in the type of society that we live in, we get caught up in chasing our careers so hard. When the process of chasing your career, you don't put the time in you need with your child so they can accomplish their goals and their dreams. Because at the end of the day, you have to have that balance. And I'm being honest with you, that's why I coach my son's travel basketball teams. Because I know that's their passion, that's their goals. So I have to put aside my own passions, my own goals, my own career-based aspirations to make sure my children get where they want to be, so I don't have to cheat, so I don't have to blame someone else, so I don't have to get frustrated and pull them off a team in the middle of the year, because I've given them the time, preparation, thought, care, and love to get where I feel that they should be at a certain point. But that's what a lot of parents mess up, man. They don't put the time in. And if you don't put the time in, you're not going to get the results, because all of that is a part of process. It's all a part of process.
But I think that that's the thing, though, Josh. Some of these parents are either unwilling to do or just don't know or ignorant to the fact. Just because you show up to everything as a parent doesn't mean you're doing what a parent should be doing when the light's off. Like, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, because there's no way you could tell me, Josh, that it was okay that you're teaching your child. What is the lesson that you're teaching your child by transferring them in the middle of a season? Not right before the season, not right after the season. You're in the middle of the season. You have been here. Why not finish it out? Why not do what you're supposed to do? So now you have to go through this whole big process just to get them back to another spot. You know what I mean? And that's to your point about that. And then you talking about honesty, Josh. You know, the problem with people in honesty is it causes them to have to look at themselves. If you're going to be honest, that means you have to admit some wrongdoing, or you have to admit that there's something about you that needs to change. And people don't want to deal with that. It's hard for people to deal with themselves, and especially parents. You can't tell me how to raise my child. You're right. Maybe you and your child need to go over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, man, because, like, I hate to say it like this, I'm not trying to pass judgments, but I know better, and I know that's not the right way.
It's just not.
Your kids where you want them to be. That's not the right way. And don't mess around. Don't mess around and something goes your way. Now you're really thinking, oh, we did the right thing. And as soon as another challenge comes, that child is going to think, okay, in order to fix it, I don't need to face this challenge and look possible failure in the face. I just need to go away.
Yeah, I needed to go.
I just need to go away.
And I mean, and to your point, Micah, with the college scandal, like, okay, so you're going to do all of this to get your child in school. What are you going to do to have them stay? Because apparently they're not they don't have the academic ability to stay in school. So what are you going to do then?
Exactly.
You know, you got people, they're photoshopping kids onto crew teams and all of this and that to get athletic scholarships. And, like, do you know how much that takes? That is a lot of work, a lot of money. And then the man who was in the middle of it, what it says, $30 million or something he took in, or 10 million, some crazy number that he was responsible, like he got paid throughout time. I mean, it's just that stuff there. But that boils down to, like we said, parents just, what do we say? Go back a couple episodes to the everybody gets a trophy. But I mean, it's just playing time. It all comes down to all of that stuff. And at the end of the day, you're teaching the kid, I don't need to fight through adversity. I don't need to fight for my spot. I don't need to fight for playing time. I don't need to fight to pay my rent. I don't need to fight for this promotion at work. All of these lessons they're learning now affect them later in life. That's it. Right.
And that's what's bothersome. But Coach E, what's been going on with you, boss? What's the deal with you over?
Nothing, man. Enjoying, like, I really don't have nothing much new. Took on some business ventures, invested in some stuff, and don't know if it'll pay off. I actually had the opportunity and have the opportunity where I'm on the committee for the first annual PD Senior All-Star game here in the PD area. It'll be at Wilson High School, and it's actually going great. We got a lot of big sponsors: Buffalo Wild Wings, Chick-fil-A, Subway. We just pulled in some smaller sponsors, like Defy Life has sponsored another bigger sponsor, SPC in Florence Bank. A t-shirt company. It's just been it's been a whirlwind when you're talking about how quickly this thing has grown. And I'm working with my man Dow Jarvis over at West Florence, and coach at Wilson, Derek McQueen, I mean, and it's been a complete pleasure doing it. Teams are pretty good. We got a lot of colleges coming out. Over 25 colleges have confirmed so far, both recruiting services, Phenom, as well as the Carolinas recruiting service will be there. So it should be a good event. The Hoop Zone, since they didn't do the Hoop Zone dinner, will be doing their presentations at the game. So, I mean, it's definitely been, that's the one thing that's going, that my season didn't go too well, but this has been actually going good. And it's been a crazy process being on the committee. So that's my little update.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad it's been going well. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I didn't leave the date, March 29th. And that's Friday coming. But, that's that. Micah, what about you? What you had, what's the update with you? I see you all over the Vertimax stuff. I already said I got to fly down to Orlando, and I just bought a Vertimax, so I know I need to fly down and get my training.
Come on down. The Vertimax guys are great people, though. Everybody involved in the company, and they're really, really trying to do a lot with educating coaches and educating them that it's not just a piece of equipment, but using their platform and using their business to educate coaches on overall strength and conditioning and athletic development. And so all the guys from the CEO all the way to the distributors, they're all great people and doing a great job. And so it's been awesome to be able to be a part of their mission. And they actually they came up a couple weeks ago and videoed a full day of our workouts and interviewed some of our athletes and our coaches and our administration. So they'll be putting together a professionally produced video. So that'll be cool when that's out for sure. It's great to be a part of it, but it's also great for the kids and the school, because it brings a lot of excitement to our training program, and that only helps with getting more and more students and faculty to be bought into what we're doing as far as athletic development and strength and conditioning perspective. So it's been great for sure. And then I was actually supposed to be in Nebraska this weekend for a high school strength coaches conference, and it actually got canceled because I don't know if you've seen on the news, there's just unbelievable amounts of flooding going on there. So definitely thoughts and prayers to everybody out in Nebraska that's dealing with any issues with their home and the flooding that's affecting that area. But so that conference got canceled, and we actually did a webinar where all of us presented our presentations via the website, and it was videotaped, and I think they're going to be selling those presentations for like $40 or whatever. With all the proceeds will be going to benefit the people of Omaha and Nebraska that were affected by the flooding. So definitely, if you're interested, it was about like 7 hours of presentations. I think you'll be able to purchase them on the NHSSCA website. It's at National High School Strength Coaches Association. The NHSSCA. The website is NHSSCA.us.
Good deal. I know that's going to be, like, I don't know, Mike, you're always making big time moves.
Yeah, he always making big moves.
You're like my friend / role model / hero. So
you guys are doing big things. That's why it's awesome to be. I miss talking to you guys on more of a daily basis, because you inspire me to keep pushing, because you guys are doing big things.
No doubt, man. So I don't know. That's kind of it. Listeners, in a nutshell, we haven't had we live grown men. I don't want to say boring lives or basic, but we live grown men. Take care of your family, love your family, love your friends' lives, and trying our best to keep moving forward each day, being grateful where we are, but not being complacent. handling it like that each day. And I'm really excited about when so the All-Star game, you said, is March 29th, coaching?
Yeah, March 29th. We start off at 5:30 with the 3-point shootout for the girls. Slam dunk champion.
Okay.
The slam dunk contest will be at 6, and then the games tip off at 6:30.
Oh, you said it starts at 5:30?
No, the 3-point shootout is going to be at 5:30.
And the games
start at 6:30.
6?
6:30. Yeah.
Oh,
The
I can't
girls'
come to
game.
that. That's past my curfew time. Y'all starting too late. Y'all been starting around 12 or something. I might have been there. Y'all starting
that's
too late.
It's a Friday. You can't start it. It's a Friday. You can't start at 12.
Yeah, I got kids. You can't start at 12. Just get out of school. Why y'all not doing it Saturday?
The AAU didn't want to compete with anything with that stuff, and we know kids are doing. You got there's a couple of makeup softball games on that day, so we just wanted to make sure we came up with a day where it kind of fit with everybody, and having something to do on a Friday night for these kids, man, is good. Pretty good. We just didn't feel like that Saturday was too many makeup softball games, so we didn't want to lose the girls, and some guys play baseball, so we just wanted to make sure we was able to get everybody in. But
I got you.
Let's move on to our topic of the day. And, we ain't gonna keep you long. This is our first show back. And we started recording a little bit late, but really quickly, Josh, is your bracket busted?
Man, actually not. Being the intellectual / borderline genius that I am.
Your Final Four is still intact?
Oh, by far. Not only is my I haven't looked at it lately because I don't want to, I don't believe in superstition, but I just don't want to look at it. But I was perfect my first day. My first round was perfect. I was at 100%. Haven't got to my second round yet, so my intellect's been on another level. I think it's because the amount of water and almond milk I've been drinking. My intellect has went to a whole nother level. So
here we go.
No, and my bracket isn't burst, and I started working out in khaki pants. So I see why I had a friend that used to do that in the past. It actually makes you smarter. The chemicals you get from the khaki color in the cotton makes your brain work. So yeah, I'm good, man. No, my bracket's great. What about you, Micah? Your bracket's imploded yet?
I mean, it's struggling, but as far as my Final Four's straight, except for I had to roll with my boys Cody and Caleb Martin from Nevada, and they were my underdogs. I picked them to go all the way to the Final Four, and obviously they struggled in that second round game. But I had to go with my heart there. Those dudes are as good as they come. They just didn't have their best game there. But other than that, I got Duke survived. I got Purdue and Kentucky on the other side of the Final Four. So we're all right.
Okay, yeah, Duke survived. I know Kansas went down. Coach E, what about you? I know your bracket is done.
Nah. I'm actually good. It's not quite busted. I only have one of my Final Four teams is out. I was gonna ride with Murray State.
You picked Murray State for the Final Four?
Yeah, I did.
That was a terrible pick. And I love John Morant. That's my guy. But they
listen. In the first half of that
was a terrible pick.
In the first half of that Florida State game, they looked like they belong.
Who did you consult with before you made that ferocious pick?
Hey. I was riding with the South Carolina kid, okay?
I feel you. I love John, but his team wasn't good enough to make it to the Final Four. That's fine.
I mean, you take chances on people, and you never know. After that first round game, they weren't supposed to win the first round game by 19, but they did.
I knew they were going to win the first round game. I wasn't surprised by that. I wasn't surprised at all.
The rest of them, I got Duke and Duke, Virginia, North Carolina. So I'm still okay. I got a good bit of people moved on today, so
But that's where you've messed up again. You're going to lose Virginia because Tennessee's going to beat those guys.
I don't think so. I think Virginia's going to get them. Virginia's actually
no.
Okay.
No, Tennessee's going to beat them.
Why you say that? Why?
Purdue don't look bad.
Purdue?
Purdue's hooping.
Yeah, Purdue looks really good. LSU is scary right now. They're figuring out ways.
LSU is scary.
Yeah, that's an interest. That's interest. What's going on? I haven't really watched their games. Is their head coach Will Wade back?
No. He's still suspended indefinitely.
So I mean, he's suspended and they're making this run. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, obviously, I thought for sure with what's going on, he's going to be fired at the end of the year. They would just clean house, but whoever they got is their interims. He's getting the job done right now.
Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job.
I'll tell you what, I was shocked. Avery Johnson was fired today.
Well, what was it? Technically, they decided on a separation, but schools don't separate with people they're not going to fire.
Well, he agreed to the terms of the buyout, basically.
Yeah. He was out of there. It was crazy though, because like Avery Johnson, to me, never translated to the college game. I think he's an NBA coach, and I think he needs to be in the NBA. I think he would be a very good NBA coach in the right situation. I just don't think he translates to the college game. I just don't feel that way.
No, me either. I just think he just never, like you said, Josh, he just never really crossed over.
Yeah, he never got there, and he winded up, like Micah said, he got fired. Well, he had a buyout. He agreed to the terms, and I just think it never translated. I think I would like to see him back at the NBA level and, do well there. I think he'd do a very good job there, but I don't think he's an NBA guy. But a college guy, pardon me. But before we get off, looking at what we got left, who's been playing and how they've been playing, who are you guys' favorites for the rest of the tournament?
I'm going to continue to roll with Duke. They squeaked by UCF, but I'll tell you what, UCF. I mean, Duke's knock all year long has been their inability to shoot the 3-point shot, and obviously UCF had a great game plan and had a phenomenal monster down there to take away their inside game, which Zion and them. That's their game, is getting to the rim, and with the big guy, the big 7'6" guy, Taco Fall. Obviously, he's going to be the biggest guy that they face the rest of the tournament, but that's going to really impede them from getting to the rim. And they found a way to win, and they ended up hitting some shots. So I gotta continue to say that Duke is the favorite for sure, even if they struggled a little bit in the first half of the first game, and then obviously they squeaked it out this game. They've been dominant all year, and they continue to find a way to win. And I think UCF obviously had a great game plan with Dawkins as their head coach, a longtime Duke assistant, and then being able to have a 7'6" guy down there to protect the rim it definitely made matchup problems for Duke, and they still figured out a way to win. And I don't really see Virginia Tech giving them too much of a problem. And then it'll be interesting, that LSU-Michigan State game, see who gets out of that, because Michigan State's been great all year as well, and playing well in the tournament. But LSU's really turned it on in the tournament as well. So I think that'll be interesting for sure.
No doubt. What about you, Coach? Who do you like?
I got to go with Micah on this, man. I'm really.
You're always going. Can you pick your own team? You pick Murray State. That's not what you really believe. But go ahead.
That is what I believed. I didn't believe they would go to the championship. That would have been crazy talk. But I thought that Murray State could have. I thought it was a possibility that it could happen. I think that Duke is. I'm not going to say it's an easy road for them by no means. That's a tough Virginia Tech team. I think that one of the better games of next weekend will probably be the Gonzaga versus Florida State game. I think that's a real intriguing game because of the size in that. But I think Duke will probably have a tough time. I think LSU is going to beat Michigan State. And I do feel like Purdue could take Tennessee out. So it's going to be a tough road, but I do believe I'm going to have to ride with Duke all the way. And their inability to shoot the three might come back to bite them again later on, but to get through these next couple games, I heard a crazy stat. They are like 350 something out of 390 teams in shooting the three. They're 230 in free throw shooting, but they're 8th in scoring in the country. So it's like they can't shoot a three, they can't shoot free throws, but they're outscoring everybody. And what they said is it's their ability to play hard-nosed, in-your-face defense that causes these turnovers, that causes them to go on these runs of breakaway dunks. And I don't see a lot of the rest of these teams being able to stop that.
Yeah, I think those are very intelligent picks by both of you guys. But we're going to go back to what I told y'all about at the beginning of the year before the Maui Invitational. We were doing a show. I told y'all Gonzaga will probably be the best team in the country this year. And y'all felt I was wrong, and then they wound up beating Duke. And y'all didn't bring that back up after they beat Duke. So that's cool, though. I'm not going to bring it up now.
Oh, God, here you go.
So what I would like to say is Virginia Tech's going to beat Duke in the Sweet 16. I know that sounds tough, but it's going to happen, not because of Zion, but because of their ability to force R.J. Barrett into bad shots. And I think Virginia Tech is going to win out on the point guard play. I would like to be wrong because in my money bracket, I picked Duke to go further, but I just feel Virginia Tech is going to beat them and wind up playing Gonzaga in the Final Four. And then when you flip to the other side, I'm going to stick with Tennessee, figuring out a way to scrap. I think they're going to wind up playing Virginia in the Elite Eight, and they're going to score 71 points, and that's all they're going to need to beat Virginia. Because Virginia is going to go back to their old ways of struggling to score. And I sincerely feel that Auburn is probably the most dangerous team left of them all. Shout out to Malik Dunbar, another South Carolina kid representing. South Carolina's just been doing a tremendous job in this tournament. But I do think Auburn is the most dangerous team left. Does that mean they have enough to beat North Carolina? No. So I'm going to give North Carolina the notch. And I'm going to say Gonzaga over North Carolina for the national championship. You heard it here first. Don't try to be my friend after it plays out that way.
Okay, so
I think is intriguing that I didn't mention, and I have in the championship game Duke versus Kentucky, and Kentucky, P.J. Washington hasn't played yet, so it's going to be if he's back this weekend or this Thursday or whatever, that adds a whole nother dimension to their team. That they played very well against a very good Wofford team and really shut down that kid from Wofford and all of the shooting from Wofford. And so I love Coach Cal, and he's got them playing right now, and they're easily overlooked where they haven't been very dominant in the first two rounds, but you forget they haven't had P.J. Washington, and if he's back, he's a whole nother level to their team.
I agree. They're missing PJ. That would be big, but I think Kentucky.
It's interesting. I heard a rumor that Buzz Williams from Virginia Tech is the name that they got headed to Texas and A&M. I wonder if that's the case, and it hasn't been. If that's true, and if anybody knows it yet, because that obviously can throw some mess up their chemistry if people know that as well.
Man, nobody messing up no chemistry. They're gonna beat Duke in the Sweet 16. But I would like to see Buzz. I would like to see Buzz in Texas A&M. That would throw a nice little wrinkle in things, especially in that SEC, because Buzz is a hell of a recruiter, and I think he's a phenomenal coach. Shout out to the guys that coached high school and now are playing coaching college ball. It still gives me a little bit of hope. So
yeah, shout out to the UB Bulls, even though they were a little overmatched today. I mean, yeah, unbelievable what they've been done, and it's awesome to see. I mean, when you think. I mean, it was Nate Oates was high school math teacher and high school basketball coach 4 or 5 years ago. That's crazy.
Yeah.
now he's one of the hottest names in college basketball.
Yeah, good for him. Shout out to Coach Oates, man. Great guy, unbelievable coach. So I expect him. It's crazy because I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is his last year at Buffalo. I think he's going to get one of the jobs.
I agree. I would have said he would have been the name for LSU, but now I don't know. Maybe that whoever the assistant is that's in charge right now, he's getting a good job. He's doing a good job on his interviews right now. But
Yeah.
Alabama could be a spot as well.
Yeah, Alabama might be a good spot for him. I know Coach Oates is going to really calculate that thing and go to the right place. Football's king down in Alabama.
They got what, 5 seniors? So hey.
Yeah. I think he's out. Alabama might be the spot. I wouldn't be surprised if Alabama called him today.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised. They probably called him today, so it should be interesting. But guys, we can get into our shout outs, Coach. Anything else we want to touch on before we crank this thing back up next week?
Oh man, nah, man. Shoot, I think we covered it all tonight, man. We're gonna crank the thing up back next week. We got a big, just a quick announcement. We got a big interview coming up. Probably one of the biggest interviews we've done on the show this week. So stay tuned. But Micah, we start with your shout outs first.
Just shout out to you guys. It's great to be on. Great to be back on with you guys. Miss you guys. Keep inspiring me to be better because I love the quote that you are the sum of the 5 people. You are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with the most. And so, I mean, anytime I'm around you guys inspire me to continue to be not only a better coach and work harder in my career, but also to be a better person and a better future father and husband and brother and sister and just a friend to people. And so, shout out to you guys. Great to be back on. Sure.
No doubt.
What you got, Josh?
Yes, same thing. We just want to thank God for keeping us healthy, keeping us strong, keeping us within His will, man. Shout out and much love and prayers to all of the victims in New Zealand. You know, it's just pray, people. You know, trust God and pray. I know a lot of people don't like to believe in God and like to believe there's no higher being. But if that's your thing, that's fine. I'm not here to judge. But at least wish well thoughts, okay? Wish well thoughts, hope well for everyone. And the people that do have faith, pray because, you know, I do believe, and I won't stop believing that this world has the potential to be a good, loving place. We just got to pray for it. We got to believe it. Shout out to you, Micah. Shout out to you, Coach E. I can't help but wait for baby Mia to be born and keep you up at night. I'm so excited about that. I hope Britt puts the crib on your side of the bed. It's just, I'm excited, man. And it's going to be nothing about it. You thought you knew love, but wait till that baby's born. Like, I'm sure you love the baby now, but when that baby starts looking at you and then when she starts saying, Daddy, Lord have mercy, boy, you're going to break your whole, oh man. It's going to be a whole nother, like, you're not going to even understand. Like, you're probably going to go in the room and start crying. Now that I know you're a Cardi B fan like me, you're probably going to go into the bathroom and, you know, cry by yourself, but you earned it, man. And that's all I got.
I don't even know any Cardi B songs. Like,
you're probably the main dude. I bet you if I get your phone right now, it's all in your playlist.
I bet you it's not.
Hey, Coach E, I think you need to when you edit this show, end this show take us out with some Cardi B.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to find. What?
Shout out. My last shout out is here. Shout out to my son Talon for being very, very mature and putting the team first this weekend. He did something. I won't get into the details because I don't want to step on nobody's toes. But he did something this weekend that most parents and most kids wouldn't do, and put the team first and swallowed his pride and did what was best for a team, for an organization. So shout out to him for that. You know, I actually had a proud daddy moment this weekend that I.
You sure you don't want to share what he did?
Listening. I might as well share it then since you put it out there. So we know Tyler's getting older and he's playing travel ball AAU. Ultimately, he plays for a pretty good organization. Coach Kenny Hunter runs the organization. So we got people that was concerned about playing time. You know, parents was worrying about playing time. And so the elite team went and played in a very big tournament in Spartanburg this weekend that they actually won. But Tal, because people complained about playing time, we were getting text messages about all things not fair for my kid. Tal said, well, Tal stayed behind and played with the developmental team here in Columbia. So for somebody else can get his slot and play, because he wanted them to know that it's not about playing time, it's about doing what's best for the team.
Wow.
So he sacrificed his, because he would have won a championship this weekend and played a part, but he sacrificed his glory, played with a developmental team. They got punched on the chin all weekend, but he kept a great attitude and he played, and he never downed his teammates. He never pointed at his teammates. He never blamed his teammates. And he did that. And I think that's a lesson adults can learn, because I don't know any adults that would have put themselves last, like will put their child last just to so somebody else can play. So he put himself last so somebody else could play, because he wanted to show that, hey man, we in this together. So shout out to Tal for that, man. I was really, really, really proud of that he chose to do that.
Well, let me say this, Josh. I mean, shouts out to Tal for that. Good job, nephew. But outside of that, let's look at in a broader scope, in a wider scope. Let's look at it like this. That is a testament to the job that you and Lena are doing, because you're instilling in your kids that it is not about them. It is about what's best for the team. And that is, right. He doesn't make that decision if you're not instilling those principles in him. If you're not instilling those principles in him, I guarantee you he is not making that decision on his own to say, hey, Dad, don't worry about it. If it's a problem, just go ahead. It's because it's not about me. And I'm going to be playing basketball. I just love playing basketball. So I'll play in Columbia. No big deal. And that is dope. Definite shouts out to my nephew, but shouts out to you and Lena on that, because that's a testament to y'all.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. But go ahead and get into your shout outs, Coach E, so we can get up out of here, man.
Shouts out to my daughter pulling in them straight A's. Kayla keeps doing it. Shout out to my daughter Nyara, continuing to do the same thing. All my kids are getting good grades. I'm a proud daddy about that. They don't do basketball, so I mean, the only person I got is Mir. He got his first pair of basketball sneakers today, but he's playing soccer, and the past 6 games, Mir's averaging 4 goals a game.
My man.
And his team is only scoring whatever goals he scores.
What's his name? Who's that? Jose Mesa? He's Mesa.
So whatever goals Mir scores,
I don't think that's his name. It's Messi, but I don't think that's his first name.
My bad, man. Something told me just to say Messi, but
hey, and his team is not the green beans this year. It's the militants. So I said, hey, at least we.
Whoa, the what?
The militants. What? The militants.
I was hoping you would have said the collard greens other than the militants. Like, what the flip?
At least
what are we in the Soviet Union?
Right, like the militants. Like
I think they went with whatever company sponsored them. So the company that sponsored them is called Militant Construction or Military Construction, something like that. So they got.
Oh man,
the militants.
Clean that up.
I don't know, but shouts out.
I had so many visuals just now, but go ahead. Man.
Shouts out to him, and Edison is playing t-ball. So I'm enjoying these little daddy moments. I'm getting a chance to get out there and just enjoy being around them. I think one of the better points as a coach is actually getting the opportunity to be in the stands and be a parent. Like, because you are a coach all the time, so that when you get an opportunity to just be a parent and just to enjoy watching your kid have success, it's an amazing feeling. So, other than that, man, I don't have no other shout outs, man. Shouts out to my seniors on a great career at high school. AJ, Trey is, of course, headed to Carolina. AJ, Ray, and Shaquez are headed out to California to Mendocino College. And so at least they'll be moving on to play ball at the next level. That's all we can hope for. And It's time to get back in the lab whenever the high school league will let us back in the lab to start working out.
Shout out to the high school league for the handcuffs.
Yeah, shouts out to the high school league for the handcuffs. Shouts out to the cuffs. Hey man, it was great to be back with you guys, man. So shouts out to y'all. I wouldn't rather be any other place doing anything with anybody else than you two. We close to 2 years in, man, and it's been a crazy ride with you guys. So no matter how long we be apart, it's always like we just talked yesterday. So that's a testament to our friendship and just the ability to be on the show. And I guess I have the opportunity to speak to people. So if you want to join the conversation, you know how to do it. Hit us up at the Staley and English Show. That's the Staley AND English Show at gmail.com. You can hit us up on any of our social media platforms at the Staley and English Show. As always, and I don't know if I'm gonna go out with Cardi B, but as always, keep God first. Everything else will follow. Peace.
All right, peace, man. All right, fellas. We'll get soon.
How do you defy life? By standing out from the crowd, living life on your own terms, being unapologetically you. Say it all with Defy Life gear. Stylish apparel and accessories for men, women, and kids. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, bags, outerwear, and more. Visit DefyLifeGear.com for all of your Defy Life gear. And remember, your lifestyle should always be defiant. DefyLifeGear.com.